Live from the Preston Highway Studios, it's 24-Hour Purple People.
Hello and welcome back to 24-Hour Purple People. Cut you guys off guard there. Hello, Purple family, and good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you happen to be listening or watching to the program this evening. We are 24-Hour Purple People, and on today's show, Sean Tosh gives us 22,225 more reasons to love him. Racing will be thunderless come this Saturday. The inevitable weather talk, Matt, will be back. And Loudoun cannot get enough of Louisville City. But first, let me introduce my pals, my comrades here. First off, he is the OG capo and the van tailgating master. Hopefully, we might see the van soon. Ken Luther. Ken, how you doing, sir?
Hey, what's going on? Surviving the floods. Got my boats out.
Yes, surviving the floods, and it's been a rough week. Been a rough week for a lot of people. Hopefully not so rough for Mr. Matt Dalton. Matt is the author of Purple Prose, new edition out.
Hey, you got it.
New edition out this morning. So, Matt, how you doing this evening, Matt?
Have you guys seen the barometric pressure charts? I mean, holy shit.
It's really something. It's really.
I don't know what barometric pressure is. I just wanted to be part of the conversation, the weather talk.
Hey, don't challenge me to more weather talk, you know. I was absolutely hooked. I was actually at a meeting last week in Nashville, and I was watching from afar, texting with Katie, who was hunkered down in the basement. And it's been a little rough go, and we'll talk a little bit more about weather as it does relate to racing's match coming up this weekend. Might change a little bit of the forecast in more ways than one. But first, we shall talk about Louisville City. Louisville out in Sacremento, way out west, out there in the Pacific time zone, gentlemen, for this matchup with Sacramento. We talked about it last week. This was going to be a tough matchup for Lou City, and I think we saw that on Saturday with ultimately a draw. Let's go to some highlights, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day in Sacramento, guys, and a lot going on the pitch, Ken. A lot going on.
Yeah, so the game started out in the daytime at Heart Health Stadium, being called by Jessica Chairman and former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey. I think that's his whole name, because every time they introduced him as just that, former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey. Great. Thanks.
How do you fit that on a driver's license?
I don't know. Is his first name former? Not really sure. But I would say I like both of them. I think they call the game well. They are from the other side of the pond, which is certainly helpful for us Americans. The one thing I did not understand during this game is why were there turkeys behind our goal in the first half?
I'm so happy we got to the turkeys so quickly. We've been talking about these turkeys for days.
So I was watching the game, and Rebecca said, "Is that a zombie apocalypse gate behind the goal there?" And I said, "Yes, that does look like a zombie apocalypse gate. I wonder what it's keeping out." Soon, only to find out that there were some turkeys running back and forth during the game. So my question for Sacramento is: are they part of the fan group? Do they have their own supporters group? Do they go to all the games?
Shit, bro.
Just the ones in the daylight?
Are we talking about actual turkeys?
Yes.
Or people in turkey costumes? Because I honestly I do not know at this point.
I think
Johnny, what are you pulling up here, Johnny?
I think I actually have some turkeys on
some
the
footage, some turkey footage. We caught them on cam.
I think I might have some turkey footage. Yeah, let me see what I can find here. I might blow up my computer in the process. Now, if you look closely here, gentlemen, there are turkeys.
There they are.
Right there, they are right behind that fence there. Pause it for a moment here. You see them up
turkeys.
there. They are. Yeah, I didn't really know that turkeys were wild out in. I mean, I guess they're wild everywhere, but
I don't think they're wild. I think they went to the game and watched it just like everybody else.
There they are up there.
I honestly thought we were talking about people in turkey costumes. I really did, until just this second. For 3-4 days, I thought we were talking about people in turkey costumes.
I missed a good portion of the game watching these turkeys run back and forth along the fence line.
All right.
It was highly entertaining.
Enough turkey talk.
Okay, so let's talk about the game. We were both playing very similar formations. This was a tough game because of the road trip. It's also a good team. I think they're underperforming right now.
Yeah, for sure.
We have some injuries, I guess. Ombi's out, Morris is out, Duncan's out, Lambert's on a red card. There may be one or two other injuries that I don't know about. I think our biggest loss this game was Duncan because he's been playing so well. But we did a lot of what we normally do, which is moving the ball up our right flank, trying to get that ball into the feet of Manny Perez, trying to get that ball across to our center forward, who again was struggling to put the ball in the net. We did have a couple of good chances right there, McFadden. But I'm going to say that I felt like we weren't as clean or efficient up top as we are used to seeing. Matt, what do you think?
I don't think we got a ton of good looks, to be honest. I think part of that is due to Sacramento's like spacing. I mean, they handled us really well in the box. But yeah, I don't think we didn't get a ton of clean looks. You mentioned Manny Perez, man. The most of the game I was thinking, why don't we get the ball to Manny? Like when Manny has the ball, when the ball's at Manny's feet, like you know he's gonna do something, right? Like there's always a chance when Manny has it, right? And I don't think we got it to him enough. We weren't really.
We
I
were
guess
trying.
Yeah,
I want to say 90% of our attacks were coming up his side, so it certainly was in the game plan. But I think getting it over to Goodrum, and Goodrum, I didn't feel like he had as much pep in his step this game. I thought our high press was not as high, and maybe that's just because of the way Sacramento played us. But they definitely made it very difficult for us to get good chances on targets. Now Jack Gurr,
ooh,
he was giving us a hard time coming up that right flank.
Yeah,
as well.
I fell prey to like I was looking at stats before this and like looking how Sacramento had kind of fared early on this season. I really underestimated them, which is stupid. I mean, Sacramento has been consistently good in the West for a long time now, right? I mean, they've got a star both in their crest and over top of it. So I mean, they know what they're doing out there. So I really underestimated them. I saw like other 10th in the table, like this is going to be nothing. But they really hit us in the mouth a couple times.
I think the West is pretty strong this year.
Look at that ball.
Yeah, I think you got not only Sacramento, but you've also got Phoenix, San Antonio. You've got Las Vegas. You've got quite a few good teams out there in the West.
Yeah, Phoenix is kind of on the come up this year.
That run out there by Goodrum, I'd like to watch it one more time. No call here. What do you think?
That was a good tackle.
Defender got to the ball first.
That was a good tackle.
Yeah, defender got there first. I don't think Goodrum. I think Goodrum actually made some pretty good tackles in this game. That's another thing that kind of stood out to me. I'm thinking like our forwards tackle better than a lot of teams' defenders.
He did. He's making tackles. He's making passes. He's doing some high press work, but the one thing he's not doing is scoring goals. And I just don't think we can get through a whole season without him getting on the score sheet frequently.
He'll get hot, right? I mean, it's bound to happen.
Maybe.
He's not playing. He's not playing bad. I think Matt, you brought up in our group like chat. He's playing really well overall. He's just not getting the ball to hit the back of the net. Unfortunately, we know those have to be coming. But I mean, plenty of opportunities. Just especially right there. But that was a
look at this back and forth. Look at this two-man. Damn,
that almost should have been a goal. He tried to chip it over the goalkeeper right there, and he's probably regretting that. Didn't have a lot of space to go left or right, so I don't know.
Something I noticed last year was Gleedle. When Gleedle's on the wings, he and Goodrum tend to hook up a lot. They play really well together, and we haven't seen much action from Gleedle this year. I know he subbed into this game, but I mean, hopefully that connection is still there.
And great goalkeeping there by the 2023 SL Goalkeeper of the Year.
Fucking VTL, man.
Yeah, I think
We
also
played a
Serrano.
bunch of good keepers.
Yeah, Serrano got muscled off the ball some. I think their game plan was to be pretty physical with him, especially at the beginning of the game. And I think that kind of silenced him for the game. Plus, we were doing all our attacks up the other flank.
That 5 pounds didn't help in this match, did it, Ken?
Evidently not. Maybe we need to get him back in the weight room. No, don't do that. He'll get slow. I also think the commentators cursed us a little bit. They at the beginning of the game, they were talking about how good Las is and how infrequently he makes mistakes and how solid he is in the back. And then, of course, coming up in about 2 minutes game time, we had that very fatal error, which we'll get
I'll
to.
agree that he is solid, right? I'm not going to take anything away from Damian Loss. He's a solid keeper. It's just the mistakes, right? That's kind of what we're looking at now and what we're going to see pretty soon in the highlights. I don't know. He comes off his line a lot,
Right
and he's a sweeper keeper, right? I mean,
Nope, not right here.
we've got to.
I think a lot of teams
stuff
were
we got to
doing-
clean up, man.
I mean, it's not necessarily sweeper keeper, but it's certainly 11 field players. A lot of teams are doing that. It's not just us. It's allowing us to be able to kind of squeeze that press higher up the pitch by having that. Here it comes.
Here it is, right here. Yeah.
That was that pass was just fine. He just bopped it out way too far out in front of him, and that was it. It's all over. So that was totally on Loss right there.
So when this happened, when this goal happens, the Sacramento goal, what did you get? How did you guys react? Were you stunned? Because I was fucking stunned.
I was a little let down because I thought we were winning the game. I don't think
I thought we
we
were
had
too.
done enough to be in front by a point.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that we had the measure of them, and I think going to 0-0 for the rest of the game, there's a very good chance that we would have walked away with 3 points. We did not.
Yeah, I thought definitely the
because of
first
that.
half. I thought we were the better team. But that's kind of been the story all year. These Sacramento's kits they're awful, just awful. I would be mad if they brought these out. If Puma presented this to us, I mean, people would riot.
Yeah, it's Hummel that makes their kits. They do
Figurine
remind
people.
Yeah, they remind us a little bit of that Christmas candy that you get at Christmas time. You know, the hard candy. I want to say, so far what I've seen, Sacramento has the worst kits in the USL. There might be somebody out there that I haven't seen, but
Worse than
I would be
Detroit's.
willing.
yeah, Detroit's are pretty
The
bad.
ones that when they were wearing it, the fam were not that great. Hey, we were wearing white, but I kept thinking we were wearing purple.
Why was that, John?
Well, it's because the commentator could not stop calling us the boys in purple. I'm telling you,
Informer?
29 times I counted.
29 times. You actually counted.
29. Yeah,
You had your little clicker, and you would hit.
You
every
guys
time.
keep real stats, and I keep broadcasting stats. What can I say?
So they were on the our local BKI broadcast. So were they hired by our club to call the game? Is that how that works?
I don't know how that works exactly, but I would assume so. I watched on ESPN Plus, so I got the
Yeah.
I watched on ESPN Plus, so I got the Sacramento broadcast.
Did you?
And their commentator just kept calling us white, because we were wearing white. I was watching with my wife, and she said, "Why do they keep calling us white?"
The most basic, simplistic play-by-play. White to red.
I mean, yeah, I really think it was something that Jessica and former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey were trying to push the whole game, which was the boys in purple. It's some sort of tagline. Now that last goal, that was luck. All credit.
I'd rather be lucky than good.
all credit to everyone, and I want to say that it was Jones, our 6'7" center defenseman, who did a lot of the work, getting the ball up and then out. Eventually, ended up with Niall McCabe, who just lofted it, and then it clattered around and ended up bouncing off. Well, got kicked into Dia's head and then landed in the goal. I think.
Yeah, Vitiello punched it out instead of just. I mean, he had plenty of space to just catch that ball, but he had one of his defenders in the way. So he punched it out instead, and
Look at this work right here from Jones.
directly to Dia. And Niall just puts it somewhere where somebody can make a play. Like he's not. I don't think he's looking for anybody in particular. He's just putting it somewhere that somebody can get to it.
We're crashing the box with bodies, and
yeah,
look at that, tied the game up. So I'll
hell
take
of a
it.
Goal.
I'll take a point on the road at Sacramento. I will take that any day of the week. So I'm a little bummed that we didn't give ourselves a chance to really take 3 points. But on the other hand, in the last 2 minutes of the game, we salvaged it with a kind of a trashy clatter goal.
So when they put Jones on, I assumed we put him on for header purposes because Ordonez, I don't think he picked up a card or anything, but he never got in the box. So I'm not sure. I mean, just give him minutes, I guess. I don't know.
But he seemed like he was pretty good with his feet too, which is a great thing when you could bring somebody on and put him into a defender attacking role. He was doing a lot of work in the attack. Obviously,
we haven't had
for a goal.
Historically, we haven't had good luck with big tall guys that don't want to use their head. So
true statement. We've been through this before.
Yes, we have.
Takeaways from it. I didn't hear when Duncan was coming back, but I'd like to see him come back. I think both the Davilas in the middle did a good job. I think our back line did a good job too. I think we need to tighten up our attacking front three, backed up by the wing backs. And of course, we got to work on the mistakes of the keeper.
I'd like to see us. One thing I did like in this game is after we went down a goal, we were a lot more aggressive with the ball. I want to see how many gears this team has because that's exciting to see that we can kind of switch it on when we need to.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of takeaways, though, I mean, a point's a point. And what a way to get that point. I mean, that was a thrilling goal. I screamed in my living room.
Subs came on pretty late. I want to say our first sub was, 60, close to 70 minutes?
Sure.
That might be a little late. I don't know. Yeah, 70 minutes was our first sub. Maybe it's because of lack of personnel.
Now, Duncan picked up a knock in training, so I don't. It doesn't seem like he's going to be out long term, but I have no idea.
Yeah, you had Glito and Dia coming in the 70th minute. 74th minute was Niall, the legend, and then Adrian Perez shortly thereafter. Interesting time for the subs. I felt like Dandy could have came out of the half with a sub, possibly. Maybe waiting a little bit too long to pull the trigger on that. I'm not really sure. I mean, I know that the team has a lot ahead in the next couple of weeks to look at, and we definitely dug deep on the bench. Having Niall on the bench starting was, being on the bench in the 18 was pretty exciting to see, as we all love Niall. But I thought the team looked really well, especially in the first half, as you pointed out. And we'll see. We'll see. It's always good to get a point on the road. We always say that. So, but it felt like more of one of those losses that's a draw versus a win that's a draw. But I felt like, all things considered, pulling that out of our trick.
Ass.
Yes.
Just say ass.
Ass.
Pulled out of our ass.
Well, ass. Okay. We pulled it out of our ass in the 99th minute.
We did.
But hats off to the club staying with it and not giving up and showing that mentality that we expect from Louisville City. At this point, we expect them to fight till the very end. Coach Cruz expects them to fight till the very end. And I think it says a lot for this team's character that they
They've
came
done
out
this before,
right.
Like
Exactly.
they've been doing this consistently for, like, you're not out of it. If you're wearing a Louisville City uniform, you're not out of the game at all ever. Like you're put your head down. It's not over.
Yep. And I
And
mean,
those guys know that. Like, there's such a good locker room culture. It seems like.
yep. And it's early. It's early April, and this is the time of the year where you have to set the tone for the rest of the season. You've got to start in situations where you go down a goal the way that we went down a goal. They easily could have kind of hung their heads on that, but they didn't, and they persevered and got a point out of it against a team that I imagine is going to be in the playoffs out of the West in Sacremento. So, all right.
I've heard it said that you can, to your point, I've heard it said that you can't win the league in the first month of the season, but you can lose it. So,
yeah. No, I'm a firm believer in that. Closing thoughts on any of that, Ken?
We got to do something about our number 9. He either has to start scoring goals, or we got to find a number 9 that can.
Yep. Well, we'll see. We'll see. The season is young, and we will have some more Louisville City talk here in a bit. But let's switch over to racing, because a lot of news coming out of the racing side of things. Well, first off, the ladies are in international break. So we have some players on international break. Lots going on, lots of moving and shaking. Anything on the international break? What an exciting time. USL might be experiencing that in the future too.
Ooh.
No, go ahead, Matt.
I can cover how we're doing internationally if you want.
How are we doing internationally?
So Piki Yamza was on the bench for Friday's 0-0 draw against Belarus in the UEFA Nations League, but she did not sub on. So their next game is Tuesday. There's another round of games tomorrow night. We're taping this on Monday.
Has she played at all since her massive knee injury?
No. This would be her first minutes, and I don't know. Is that not national teams? Do they tend to do that, right? Do you want to have your return minutes in a friendly? I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad.
We need to get her on the field because I would like to see her playing for us again. She was doing really, really well right before she went down with that injury.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need more depth in our back end at our holding mid. That's exactly where she fits in.
Well, she can help with that problem.
But we got to make sure that her legs are going to hold up. So, okay.
I know that Ellie is Finnish, but like I just look at her like Ivan Drago out there, like like people just bounce off her. She's like, I must break you. I love her game. It's so great. Angela Barone for the Colombian national team. She subbed on in the final minute in a 1-1 draw to Japan, so I didn't see a whole lot of action. But they're done, actually. Colombia is. So I'm assuming she'll be back in training if she's not already soon. And then Janine Sonis played 90 against Argentina. She put up 3 shots, and they'll play Argentina again tomorrow night at 10 o'clock.
And then they're done, right? They're all coming back, and they'll be back for Washington.
Yes.
Right.
And we're going to need them all against Washington for sure.
We will need them all. We'll need all the momentum we can get against Washington, because probably the saddest news coming out of the weather, I hate to say the W word, but obviously it's been in the forefront of everybody's minds, not only in Louisville, but the entire state of Kentucky and surrounding states as well. It's been crazy. Over a foot of rain in a lot part of the states. And here in Louisville, I think the river's cresting tomorrow at 51 feet, if I'm not mistaken. That means that Thunder got canceled. Next Saturday was supposed to be Thunder over Louisville, the world's largest fireworks display. It kind of kicks off the Kentucky Derby season for Louisville. So this is going to be our second racing match with Thunder going on. A huge blow to the city, as this is a huge event that just surpasses basically all other events except for Derby. Um, how do you come out of this now? With Thunder being canceled, we got to get out and support racing at this match. Good news. Looks like the water's not going to get close enough to the stadium to actually get into the stadium. I saw today, so that's good news. But
It's all over the academy fields and
yeah,
all that stuff down there. It's surrounding the area, so it's definitely going to cause some issues. I don't think it's going to do
Story
anything
Avenue.
that's going to prevent the game. It's just going to make preparation and logistics a lot harder.
I want to say Story Avenue was underwater for a good portion of the weekend. Like that's what I worry about is the roads in and out, and obviously the practice fields as well. I mean, they're right there on River Road, so there's no telling how drenched those are. But we're supposed to get more rain Wednesday and Thursday, I believe.
yeah, but it's not supposed to be enough to really affect it all that much.
I can't imagine. I mean, they're not going to cancel the game. The most we would get is maybe a reschedule, or maybe they move it to an alternate location. But
They could delay to a Sunday to let the water recede, but I don't think they're going to need to. I think we'll be okay. It's just it definitely takes the wind out of the sails on one of our premier games of the year.
I think this is the only aside from COVID, this is the only time Thunder has ever been canceled. So this is it's kind of a big deal.
It's
I guess
a really big deal.
But it's hard to set off fireworks when they're underwater, right?
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
We're hoping that we'll have some fireworks on the pitch, however. We know that Washington is obviously a very tough opponent. Trinity, Rodman, and gang coming to Louisville. What do you like in this matchup, Matt? I'll start with you. Racing and Washington Spirit, a team that won the NWSL championship at Lynn Family Stadium. They're very familiar with the stadium. What do you see in this matchup?
So it's an uphill battle. It's gonna be. This is a star-studded roster, right? You've got Trinity Rodman up top with Ashley Hatch and McKenna Morris. I mean, that's a murderer's row, right? Mm-hmm. And Rodman's coming off of an injury, and she recently said that her back would never be the same. So
she also scored against Brazil over the weekend. So
yeah,
there's that as
too.
well. And she didn't look like she was slowed down too much. So I'm pretty worried about our defense being able to keep up with her.
Yeah, Lacey Santos for Washington in the middle. Their attacking mid, she's fantastic. I mean, we've got to contain her. I don't know how we do it exactly, but we need to contain Lacey Santos. Who else is there in the middle? Let me check these lines.
You got a player that I don't know that well, and I don't know how to pronounce her name. Miura, I believe.
I just accidentally voted for the Spirit to win. I didn't mean to do that, everybody.
Wow, the jinx, John. The jinx.
Hey, it's like betting against yourself, so that if
Here we go.
Lose, so happy you won the bet, but if you win, you still lost the bet.
That's right. You always come out on top.
I've got the lineup up there if you need to. Not the lineup, but players.
The squad.
I think we need to score first. And we need to score more than once. And if we can do that,
yes,
then it could get down to she with the most goals wins. So I think we need to score more goals than them to beat them, which is obvious, but I think it's more of a putting goals in the net than preventing them from putting goals in the net scenario.
Yes.
This is the kind of insight that I come to this program for, just to let you know.
The winner of the game will be the one with the most goals. No, do you see what I'm saying though? I think if they have any weakness, which they don't have a lot, they're granted it's a new season, they're the third place team, but they have handedly beaten some teams. A very good Bay City. Bay they beat the Houston Dash. So I just it could be a recipe for disaster and they could run all over us, or if we can get out there with a quick goal in the beginning of the game, I think that would be a very, very good thing.
Yeah, punch them in the mouth real early, right?
Yep.
Knock them back, get them reeling, make them play from behind. I mean, yeah, that's we got to take advantage of that. Who scores here? Who do you think for racing?
Us?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Kayla Fisher does a lot of running around, making life miserable for people, but I'd like to see her start scoring. Obviously, Emma Sears is our outside threat on the right flank, so that would be seeing some more goals and her bombing down that wing would be nice as well.
Do we know
where else the
Sav's
goal's going to
status?
come from? You know, our midfielders. I mean, we have not a lot of depth, so.
Savannah DeMello, Matt, you said, Sav, do we know anything about an update of Sav? I know she's doing all right.
That's good. Is she game all right, though? Is she suited up all right? Is I guess the big question. Maybe if I don't, who follows her on Instagram?
Nobody here, apparently.
Look, you're the one you saw Manny Perez at the grocery store.
I did. So I saw him at the Kroger today.
Just
I didn't fanboy on him though. I just kind of stalked him from a distance. He might have noticed me.
Did you see anything that he put in his cart?
I was trying to figure out what he was putting in a cart, and I was going to scold him if it was junk food.
I guarantee you it was not junk food.
How do you see it? Wow, you're fun at parties, I bet. But back to racing. Yeah. Where are the goals going to come from? That's the big question, right?
I mean, Emma Sears is our only proven goal scorer right now that is consistently playing. That's why I want to see Fisher.
Sonus is playing pretty good for the national team, so I mean, some of that could carry over.
I think it's pretty
hopeless. The boys are looking at me like it's hopeless, but it's not hopeless.
It's not hopeless.
I'm not looking at you at all. I actually, I think it is very winnable. It's very early in the season. Let's see what happens, you know. And I think we do need to get out and support racing in this matchup. The team, when they released their generic statement that the Louisville Bats also released, like copying and paste. Everybody copy and pasted the same release to the public for some reason. Anyway, guess nobody else read that. When they released that, they also said something like, "We'll be in contact with you about tickets." And I'm thinking, yeah, okay, well, nobody needs to get their money back. They need to go down there and support our local professional women's soccer club. And I hope that everybody does. I hope nobody trades in those tickets. I hope they come down there. I, of course, have to work, but you guys enjoy the game as usual.
I'll be there. The Thunder game last year was a hell of a lot of fun.
It was
probably one of my favorite games for either team that I've been to in that stadium, to be honest. It was a lot of fun. It sucks that it got canceled this year, but I mean, hopefully people show up. You know, I mean, you get the ticket already, right? You bought it. The bathrooms are still there. They're still clean. You can still leave and come back. You know, maybe bring some sparklers and play with them in the parking lot or something if you need to get your firework fix.
Would it make sense for them to pipe in F-14s and like different things in the sound system?
Couldn't
maybe
hurt.
to just to simulate it.
Let's do that.
We'll bring a boat box.
I think that's a good idea. I think that's a real good idea.
They definitely
all right.
ask us to leave.
We'll get out this Saturday and support racing. Big matchup for them. And the season is young, and Washington historically has been a very tough opponent for us, but we know that racing will be up for the challenger, and the challenger this week is the Spirit. I didn't really mean to say challenger. I just went right with it.
Here comes a new challenger.
Dun, 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 dun. All right.
Were you thinking of things that fly and explode?
Oh, all right.
That took me a second.
That was
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
that was pretty good indeed.
We just,
And
we just lost subscribers. Thank
now
you.
what's great about the red card this year is I haven't figured out how to get it to be you can't see through it yet. So we cannot see Ken, but I can actually fully blown mute Ken. So he might be talking, but he is completely muted.
Well, if I know Ken, he's definitely talking.
Wait a minute. Oh, there he is.
Not cool. I thought
All
that was
right.
a brilliant joke.
They were teachers, Ken. They were teachers. What are you
Fun
doing?
teacher.
Heartless.
We've got city news.
Dude, we got a
Turning
ton of city news.
Lots of city news.
Yeah, segueing as best I can out of that transition, but yeah, we've got a lot going on with Louisville City. A lot of announcements, and I guess the biggest announcement is something coming up in July. We are going to be hosting Frankfurt again, international friendly at the FAM last year, which was a huge success. I think Frankfurt was overly impressed by our facilities, and I'm excited about this international friendly. I know that somebody else in the house always looks at all these extra matches as opportunities for people to get injured, but I look at it as opportunities for the club to get their name recognized throughout the world. Obviously, a lot of eyeballs are on Germany soccer from throughout everywhere, right? Just like Premier League and all that. So this is a big deal. I'm glad to see it happening. Ken, are you looking forward to the Frankfurt matchup again? The rematch?
Absolutely. Eintracht Frankfurt is currently in third in the Bundesliga, which is a Champions League spot. So you can definitively say they are in the elite of the world clubs, one of the best clubs in Germany, one of the best clubs, depending on how many you're going to count, in the world. So this is a really, really big deal that they come and do their preseason here. I think we're the only USL club. I think they're going to go like to the Union and possibly somebody else. I can't remember. I think it's going to be like last time, a whole heck of a lot of fun. We're going to hang with them in the first half, and then they're going to bring in their superstars, and we're probably going to lose. But regardless, it's going to be fun.
But this is Eintracht Frankfurt, right? Like Frankfurt, the city, the capital, doesn't have a team, right?
Well, yeah, this is the team that represents Frankfurt.
Just
They have an American
all
that's played there for a very long time. What was his name?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
No,
Paul.
that's not it.
Pete.
I had it up a little while ago, and now it's gone.
I'm excited for this match because I missed the last one. I've actually been following a lot of. I've been watching a lot of Bundesliga this year, and I've been following Frankfurt specifically because we played them in a friendly, and that's fucking cool. So it's cool that they're coming back. I missed last year. I want to go this year. I hope they have the big beer steins again. What other German things did they have last year?
They had actual Germans there.
Yep, I'm
not worried about the actual Germans.
They had like their German hospitality tent down at the waterfront end.
Featuring Germans.
Cool. Featuring Germans, yes.
What about was there schnitzel?
It's not something I go out of my way for. Pounded meat.
It's kind of a personal thing, right?
Yeah, I'm not into pounded meat. I still can't find these guys.
Can you give him another red card, please?
Oh, man.
I can. I mean,
I want some schnitzel, and I hope they have it this year. I hope they have schnitzel. Maybe
there
some
might be
pretzels.
There you go. Timothy Chandler, who's got a number of caps for the U.S.
Chandler, of course.
Plays for Eintracht Frankfurt. He's getting older because he played for Eintracht Frankfurt when I saw them play in Germany, which was 12 years ago. So, but he's still on the squad, according to Hot Mob. So
you grinded the show to a halt to look up a player you saw 12 years ago.
Hey, but you were talking about pounded meat, so I think
that
was a success right there.
Speaking of pounded meat, the Gray Lot is going to get a pounding soon as an announcement of first development by the stadium. As guys, I don't know if you know this, but there's going to be some apartments. Here we're taking a look here at these apartments getting built right now where the gray lot is. I know that's where our season or our parking pass is for racing. But
Hold on, John. I went into a coma the day after the stadium announcement, and I'm waking up just now. So these are already here, right? Because they were talking about redevelopment when they built the stadium. So this is an actual photo, right? This isn't a rendering. This is a real thing that's there that I can go look at right now.
That's right, Rumpelstiltskin.
Okay,
Uh,
solid.
yeah, it's sure.
Where are people gonna park, man? That's the only thing that I kind of
For the games?
no for the apartments. I mean, just in general, I guess.
I don't know. I've got some questions about putting apartments right there. It's obviously it's in a bunch of water right now. So,
gentlemen, the
It's never stopped
parking.
us before.
This is a parking garage. Did you guys not read the article? It's a parking garage underneath the apartments for fans and apartment owners alike.
Okay. Look at you answering my question. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
so this is the first phase of about 5 phases of development, right? All around the stadium, all which will be in the parking lot. So parking is going to continually become an issue, which is fine. People just have to drive less and do public transportation and all that.
Right chair, whatever. Yeah, yeah. Oh, we could get a bus route down to the stadium. That'd be pretty cool.
I think pub to pitch programs should start kicking up. I think that would be fun.
I think the thing that I guess because I'm not going to live in these apartments, so what? Honestly, what do I care if they're there or not? But really, the thing that excites me is that they're gonna work on the infrastructure around the stadium. That's
Right.
the
Yeah.
big boon there. Like the streets. All the streets in Louisville are dog shit. Let's be honest. So
Yeah,
new streets are always good.
I did like the fact that they were going to work on that. Looks like sidewalks are going to get redone, some trees planted, some things like that around.
Yeah.
Maybe some widening of some sidewalks. It looked like. I mean, it still showed in the renderings the semi truck parking lot that's right across from the gray lot, right next to the gold lot, and it's like,
Full of
okay, how's
full
this
of
going to work?
full of
Ain't gonna
pigs
lie.
waiting on their destiny.
Yeah. So you're gonna have these semi trucks pulling out here with all sorts of. It looks like now they're gonna add multiple new, larger crosswalks throughout there as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this all. I am glad that they're doing something. There is some retail establishments that showed like a hypothetical coffee shop there. I now I know and you know, and I've said it a million times at tailgates and discussions, but all it's going to take out there is for somebody that's got the money and the wherewithal to open a bar close to Lynn Family Stadium. And I'm talking close. Now, 1020 places in Butchertown, they're pretty close. I'm talking close, like mom and dad can walk from there type close. All right. Um, and if they do that, if they make a good place that serves beer quickly and it has a lot of Lou City and racing stuff inside of it, it will be successful. It will be successful. Like if it's ran right, it will be successful because there is nothing else. Your options are the following: tailgate,
Mhm.
sit in your automobile and drink, which is kind
Mhm.
of like tailgating, or get into the
Yeah, what's
stadium an hour and a half early for $2 Miller Lights. So I mean, it's a no lose if this gets opened in this apartment complex. It says upscale apartments. We'll see how that all pans out. They look nice. The renderings look nice. I, I'm not
yeah,
like
the renderings.
particularly excited necessarily. I'm glad something's happening.
Yeah, that's good. Forward progress. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Forward progress. You look ahead. You think academy. A new academy signing. Matt,
Yeah.
tell me
Ah,
about
yes.
him.
Brandon Days. He is. I believe he's with Saint X. Let me get on my screen right now.
Yeah, Saint X.
Yes, he's a 16-year-old. He's a sophomore. he played with us in the last year's friendly against Frankfurt. He played some in the preseason. I know against which MLS team do we play in preseason? The Sounders. Against the Sounders. He's also he plays basketball as well. So he's a two-sport athlete. So we're kind of getting him around his basketball schedule, like when that allows. FOTMOB said he was on the bench for the game in Sacramento, but he didn't come in. But yeah, I mean, 16-year-old making the first team. I mean, that's pretty fucking good. It's pretty good.
Ken, we've seen
also
sorry, go ahead, Matt.
No, he's the son of U of L's women's soccer coach, Karen Ferguson. Days.
Yes.
So he's engrossed. He's surrounded by soccer probably all day and all night. So that's good too.
Ken, we've seen that our academy is capable of producing world-class soccer athletes. And how excited are you for this signing by Louisville City?
He's definitely one to watch. I find it interesting that he is still a two-sport athlete. I would imagine he's going to have to make a choice soon. 16, so what's he?
Sophomore.
Junior, especially when you want to start getting more minutes on the first team and you have to go play a basketball game instead. That's going to be a tough choice for the young man, but he's going to have to make it relatively soon. Obviously, an athlete.
How tall he is.
How tall is he? Another big giant player, right? That's excellent.
How much does this guy weigh? Yeah, I'm excited because, I think one feather in our cap here at Louisville City is we have had a tremendous academy so far as this thing is like, it was like announced, and within years we've got people going everywhere, all over the place, which is super exciting, right?
Yeah, well, we got Elijah Winder. He's got 2 starts for the Galaxy, and he's coming off the bench. We got Joshua Winder, who's playing for Benfica B, but starting almost every game. So
I have seen reports that he's going to move up to the first team next season. I have seen articles.
So he'll probably be paying backup for whoever's playing center back for them. We got Jonathan Gomez, seems to have maybe sputtered out a little bit, playing in Greece for a team that I cannot pronounce. Kyle Smith.
It's not. That's actually. Go ahead. Sorry.
Kyle Smith starting left back for Orlando City, and then of course Mark Anthony Kay, who's now coming off the bench for San Jose. Who did I miss? I missed somebody. Wilson Harris playing in Israel.
Yeah, 4 goals in 8 league matches this year.
So
I could try to pronounce the team that he's on, but I'm going to get it wrong. But they're in the relegation round.
Oh, fun!
So they're working their way out of that. I think it's the bottom 8 teams play to see who's going to get relegated in the Israeli Premier League is what I was reading. But they're 4th, I believe. So they're good. They're good for right now.
Something that may or may not be good, gentlemen, is we are going to be seeing the first place Loudoun United in the Open Cup coming up on a Tuesday evening at Lynn Family Stadium. Gentlemen, I don't know if we could have a worse draw than Loudoun, a team that we did handle at the FAM, but it's a team that has shown that they are the real deal this year. This is not the typical Loudoun team that we've seen in the past that has been kind of a pushover. They have got a lot of threats, and they play solid defense overall. The Open Cup is in the 3rd round, 16 matches scheduled. There's been a lot of exciting Open Cup action. I'm sure you guys have kind of kept up with the Chattanooga derbies and the things of this nature. But now we're talking Louisville City, and they're going to host Loudoun. Ken, initial thoughts on this draw with Loudoun?
Loudoun's a very good team. They have a number of good players starting in their back. They have Erlandson and Santos, which is their center back pairing. They have an excellent keeper, Ferreau. They have 2 very good box-to-box midfielders, McCabe and Skundreich. I don't know if I pronounced that correct. And then they have Velo and Abukura, which are their attacking midfielders that are just going to give us a lot of work to do. Do I think we can beat them? Absolutely. But it's probably going to be one of our tougher Loudoun tests yet.
Matt?
Definitely not the draw that we would have wanted. I'm going to say something maybe controversial. I want to beat Loudoun because I want to beat every team that we play. But there's no points on the line. I don't care if we lose this game or not.
What?
I want to win the cup, sure, but like it's not
Deep Cup run is something we
it's great.
Kind of sort of done, but not like other teams are doing it. And I think we're due for a cup run.
We are due.
Would you rather have a deep cup run or the league cup? Which one would you rather have?
Right now, I think there's a lot more prestige in the Open Cup, so I'd rather do an Open Cup run. I mean, we could be the first winners of the League Cup, right? This is for the Jägermeister Cup. Is that what it's called? This is the first year
coming up too. Yeah, that's coming
so
up too.
If we're gonna go out, we should go out in the first round so we can focus on the other cup competition.
That's
what you're
sort
saying,
of what
right?
I was getting at. That's what I was getting at. Yeah.
In the Open Cup, if you're gonna lose early.
Yeah. Here's what I was getting at actually. That right there. Yeah. That's a shame. Yeah. Never say that, Matt, in my presence again. I see you over there waving your arms. No, I mean the Open Cup is something that I think is only going to grow as something that we appreciate as fans. I know that kind of talking about same way we were talking about Frankfurt as an extra game on the calendar, so to speak. But how exciting is it when we do make those deep runs? We've played Nashville, St. Louis, Cincinnati at Cincinnati here recently, which was an absolute blast. We had a ton of support up there. And that is what I mostly look forward to is those interleague or outer league rival games. And it seems like we always get matched up with teams that we have a history with through previous USL engagements. So that is something that I would be looking forward to. I'm not looking forward to Loudoun necessarily. I mean, I know that this is going to be a match that's going to be tough, and it's kind of a time of the year where there's a lot going on and a lot of matches just kind of all jammed together. The pitch, the amount of rain, this is really going to be a test to Mr. Fink and the grounds crew, who of course has been awesome 2024 Field of the Year in Soccer in America award. But this is the ultimate test this week with all this rain last week that happened. Back to weather. But it's just, I cannot stress how crazy the city of Louisville and the state of Kentucky is at the moment and how there's just a lot going on. And there's going to be a lot going on the pitch with Louisville traveling across the country. Anything can happen, but I would love to see a deep Open Cup. I want the Open Cup. I wouldn't mind the Jaeger. Okay, period. I wouldn't mind the Jaeger, period. I not really concerned about being the first Jaeger Cup champions. I do have some Jägermeister that's been in my freezer for a long time. I will be breaking out for that match. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And it's a Tuesday match too, which
Tuesday game
sucks. I'm not going.
It's our upcoming game, right? It's our next game.
Yeah.
Next city game, yeah. Are you
next
going?
City game at home? I will be there.
I'll be there, yeah.
No, not.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yep, I will be there. I know we were going to
we'll preview that next week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll preview it
we
next
will
week.
be. We will be previewing it the day before, I guess. I know we had a little bit more to talk about, but we are getting toward our the ref's going to blow the whistle pretty soon, so we might have to hold on to a little bit of that last topic. But I do have something that was not on the agenda to cover to take up these last couple of minutes that'll not be as long of a segment, and that is your 24-hour purple person of the week. You thought I was going to forget about it, Matt. Yeah, I see the shocked looks. I saw the shocked looks in your faces. You. So we are still doing this. All right.
I like it.
And I will go first.
Yeah, go first.
Should I go
You
first?
earned it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have earned it. Thank you very much. I am going to go with Coach Danny Cruz. And the reason I'm going to go with Coach Danny Cruz is I don't know if you saw him in that Sacremento match, but he was really working that sideline. I saw him just being very on top of things, working with the refs, getting some calls, getting the team fired up. And that team scored in the 99th minute of a match that basically a lot of fans had to have turned the TV off. It was getting late. They had to have given up, but not Louisville City FC. So my hat's off to Danny Cruz, the whole squad, of course, but Coach Cruz starts at the top. Danny Cruz, Purple Person of the Week. Matt.
He had a fresh haircut too, so
very fresh.
Props for that. So MSD over the weekend put out a notice that said don't introduce large amounts of water into the sewer system because the sewers are full, right? Shitter's full. So my 24-hour purple person is anyone who did not run their dishwasher or wash clothes.
Yep.
Is that all three of us? Did we all do
I
that?
got the smells to prove it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to.
I've been using this cup for 9 days.
I've been shitting in my backyard.
Hey, my dog does it. It's good enough for her. It's good enough for me.
That depends on your level of fiber, I guess. Go ahead. What else?
If you did your part, you are also a 24-hour purple person. You also did not wash clothes or dishes this weekend. I don't want to say hero. I don't want to throw that out, but I'm not going to argue with you if you call me a hero.
No. Ken, who you got?
I got Mr. Consistent, Sean Toch.
Did we even talk
more
about
minutes.
it?
No, we didn't even mention it. The all-time minutes leader in the USL, the fucking legend.
More minutes in the USL than anybody else.
That's
He's got, what, 3 championship rings?
Yep.
1 for not Richmond, but Rochester, and 2 for Louisville City. And he's been with us in season 2. It's also kind of nice seeing Niall McCabe on the pitch again tonight, who is the longest running Louisville City player.
Always.
By a year. But for this week, it's definitely Sean Toch, Mr. Consistent.
And he has been tucked in and locked in for the majority of those 22,000 plus minutes in the USL, setting that record. Our hats off to Sean, and of course we love Sean. We love his family. We love everything about the Toches.
Put his name in the rafters. You guys know what a ring of honor in a stadium is, right? Like they put the names of club legends. I think we should put them on the eyelashes on the roof.
Oh.
Just have Sean Toch right there next to Niall McCabe.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Put them on the eyelashes. Yeah.
That'd be cool. Kind of like a little slanted banner at the top, like hanging down. Like
yeah.
I don't know how we get it up.
We'll
figure it out.
Well,
I don't have to do it. I don't care how they do it. I'm just saying. Do it.
They have cranes, things of that nature.
Yeah, there's cranes, hovercrafts, drones.
Hovercraft.
You might need a hovercraft for too long. Yeah. All right. Well, good. 3 honorable selections there, and we hope that you made a great selection today by watching 24-Hour Purple People. Don't forget, we are on all the typical socials and Blue Sky and other social media things that we sometimes do things with. Check out the Purple Pros if you have not. Matt's penmanship on full display. Great writing, Matt. Every single issue has been an absolute delight. We are excited to be back. And, also as well, we are now uploading audio versions of the program on Spotify. So if you did follow us back in the day on Spotify, it's still under the same jurisdiction. If you have subscribed, you will still get the updates. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that whatever button on YouTube and all that other stuff. And guys, any closing comments today from the Purple Gang here? All right. Well, for Ken and Matt, stay safe, everybody. We hope we will see you this Saturday for a little bit of a thunderless racing match. But guess what? Racing's going to bring the lavender. Lavender Lightning this Saturday at the FAM. So, all right. We'll see you next time. We are 24-hour Purple people. For Ken, Matt, I'm John. Goodbye and good night. Stay safe, everyone.